Hi, this is Zach Meir with the Bulletin Board Heroes here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 29th of November. Starting off with the FTSE 100, which is still becalmed in recent ranges, but there are a couple of glimmers of hope. The first is that we had a bear trap rebound from below the mid-November support there around 74.10, and also the last couple of candles there, including today's of the hammer variety. So it looks as though there is a genuine buying interest near 7400. We're still waiting for an end-of-day close through the 50-day line at 74.85. to give us hopefully a year-end move to 76.50, which is the top of that falling February trend channel from the beginning of the year. But there is an end-of-day close back below 7400, then the March uptrend line, the red line there, 73.10, would be the destination for this market. Moving along to the DAX, which has been in a better place than the FTSE for the last 6 weeks or so, and broken to new ground again today after a little bear trap below 16,000 yesterday. The view now is that the longer we stay above 16,000, the greater the chance of a move up towards the top of that May broadening triangle at 16,800, and we're looking for that as soon as the end of next month. We've also got the rising 50 and 200-day lines there going into a golden cross. The run up to a golden cross, normally the strongest part of the cycle, and we're looking for that golden cross to happen during the month of December. Moving along to the Dow, and here you can see that we're reflecting what we're seeing at the DAX chart, unfortunately not the FTSE chart. Here we've had a rather unlikely optimistic target here of 36,100. Looking for that by the end of next month. The way things are going, hopefully we'll see that sooner than that. 50 and 200-day moving averages both rising there as well. And we have an unfilled gap from last week as well, which is pretty impressive. So basically all systems go there on the DAX and the Dow. Moving along to Bitcoin, where it's getting a bit late for the move up to 43,000 by the end of this month, but can't entirely rule it out. Here we've had a push through 38,000, which has been recent resistance, and end of day close through 38,000, and we're looking for 40,000 plus up to 43,000 over the next week or so. On the downside, not expecting anything lower than 35 or 36,000, which has been multi-tested over the recent past. Moving along to the stocks, and starting off with one of the more frustrating plays around, which is Audioboom. Here we've had many false dawns, but current situation looking better than it has for a long time, in the sense that we've got a rising 50-day line there, the blue line there. We've got consolidation above it. We haven't needed to test that 50-day line for much of this month, and above that 50-day line at 163, looking for up to £2.60 by the end of this year, i.e. by the end of December. Even more optimistic than just looking for a retest of 220. It looks as though with that rising 50-day line and the sideways shuffle above it, we are on our way to that particular target. A stock which must have frustrated the bears is Bidstack, and looks like after hitting our initial target very briefly and filling the gap down from back in September, the shares are ready to regroup again on the upside. The upside valid here while we're above the 50-day line at 0.32, and then we're looking for a retest of the 0.6 area, hopefully over the next 4 to 6 weeks. On to Capital Metals, which has been a previous bulletin board hero given the massive spike that we had back in October. V-shaped bull flag at the moment, and we're looking for the shares to break higher through with a 4.5p to 5p area and hit 7p as soon as the end of next month. In fact, although it's rather complicated with all the lines there, you say there's an uptrend line there which the shares are following, and the top of that particular channel heading towards 7 or even 7.5 pence by the end of next month. Upside value while we're above the 4 pence area. Another stock which was a winner in the Bulletin Board Heroes earlier in the autumn is Ethernity Networks. We had that falling wedge breakout through 0.8. Looks like we're having another go here. We've bounced off the old September-October support area towards 0.7 and above 0.7, looking for the shares to at least fill that gap there up to 2.3 pence from earlier in the month. Above that, the next target would be 3.25 pence over the next couple of weeks. But the key here in the near term is to stay above the 50-day moving average at 1.3 pence. On to another stock which has been a real hero, and it is Fusion Antibodies, covered yesterday, and the shares probably delivered one of the best turnarounds that we've had here in a long time. We had a bear trap island reversal, which was noted yesterday, and the shares beating our initial target there around 5.25 pence. Above 5.25, we're looking for as much as 16 pence, and that could happen as soon as the end of next month. If you're looking for a tighter stop loss, then I suppose it would be back around the 6.5 to 7 pence here, which has already been support for the shares today. But what a great configuration there on the daily chart of fusion antibodies. The stock which has delivered over the course of the autumn and looks like it'll keep on delivering is Greatland Gold. Here we've got a V-shaped bull flag, as I call it, near the highs, just looking for an end-of-day close through 7 pence, really, to give us momentum for a new move up towards the ultimate target here by the end of next month, as high as 15 pence. And hopefully we'll see that, as I said, by the end of next month, especially in the wake of the Golden Cross buy signal that we've had for the latter part of November. Moving on to a stock which may be early days in terms of calling it higher. Here we've got broadening triangle base, or potential broadening triangle base at GCM Resources, a bullish divergence as well. Probably just waiting for an end of the day close above the 1.1 pence level, which was resistance on the way down. Above that, looking for 1.5 pence plus as soon as the end of next month. Catoro is next, and here the shares delivering on the potential turnaround here. Neckline resistance in the 200-day moving average around 0.09 pence. Above that, we were looking for up to 0.13 pence by the end of next month, and it looks as though we'll get there rather quicker than that. If you're a fan of the shares and looking for greater glories, then the glory would be a move towards the line I'm just about to draw at the moment, towards the low 20s, and that's a resistance line projection from the beginning of the year. But let's get to 0.13 first before getting too excited at the Katoro daily chart. Next stock is one that probably nobody's even heard of. Here we have Mercia Asset Management, but couldn't resist this little bull flag breakout above the 200-day moving average, and also the bear trap from below the old October 2022 support. The view now is at above resistance on the way down back in September at 26 pence. We're looking for as high as the 40 pence level by the end of next month. So let's see if Mercia can build up a bit of a head of steam there. Metals exploration is next, and here you can see that our first target hit around 2.75 pence. Above 2.75, we're looking for an upper parallel resistance line target, which is 3.6 pence by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay on the right side of 2.5 pence in the meantime, as that was resistance earlier in the autumn. Oncimmune is next, and here beautiful turnaround here, very slow and steady, and those unfilled gaps to the upside, it's almost reminiscent of the fusion chart, but looking for 30 pence initially, and after that, a nice surprise for the bulls of the stock would be up towards the low 50s, which is an April 2023 resistance line projection. So above 30, looking for 53. And ideally, we stay above the recent resistance area around 23 pence ahead of such a move. Next stock is Orcadian, and here we can see that we bounced up, had a ricochet off of a sharply rising 50-day moving average, which is normally a good thing. We're looking for a retest of the October resistance around 29 pence. Above that, looking for 40 pence, maybe as soon as the end of next month, although maybe might be better to allow for a January price target there. On to the last two. First one is Petra, and here you can see that we've got a sideways consolidation above a rising 50-day line. That suggests that we will hit a 4.3 pence target, which is an August resistance line projection, and then maybe for the end of January up to 6.5 pence at the top of that, basically the top of that range, which has been in place since the beginning of the year. Finishing off with Panthera, which hopefully is bouncing off the floor of its recent range, sort of a slowly rising trend channel there from the beginning of the year, or at least March, above 5 pence, looking for at least 7 pence over the next few weeks to take the shares back to where they were at the beginning of October. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.